Welcome to the 1994 Fort Wayne Putting Championships. This is Dave Kreider, and tonight this will be our 5th tournament of the year. We are playing course number 2. My partner Mike Bushy was out on the course a little bit earlier this evening, and he asked several of the putters why course 2 is the most difficult course at the South Course, and this is what they had to say.
Course 2 South is the most difficult course down here. There are just a lot of holes that just don't go very well. There's some of them that you can lip a lot, that you can get around the hole, but it's hard to get them in. And then there are a couple of holes where if you don't ace, the deuces are fairly difficult. And those two things combined really hold the scores down.
Which many of both the pros and amateurs think is one of the most difficult of all courses to play on. There are certain reasons, I suppose, for that. My particular reason is that the front nine and back nine is so much different than most of the other courses. The front nine is relatively easy, the back nine relatively difficult. There are many more challenging holes on the back nine. So that as you go out here, you're trying to make your aces. You have to make them on the front nine. You have to really get a solid run at it. If you're going out here on the back nine, if you get in trouble on any of these holes, 10, 11, especially with the blocks in place now, you can quickly make a good round look very sour. So the secret here is get a good start and hold it steady on the back nine. Otherwise, you might have a long night, and course number 2 is definitely not going in your book as one of your favorites.
Well, my comment on the reason that I think it's difficult is because there's a lot of obstacles that you have to overcome in order to make a hole-in-one, and there's, you got to have the right ball speed anyway, in order to do any good, I guess,
The course 2 out here, the most difficult course, I think, because the front nine on it has probably 6 of the most difficult holes to ace out here. It's very hard to take. If you're under par on the front nine, you're very happy usually, and the back nine is like any other nine, but the front nine's where you win or lose this course, and so I practice more on the front nine usually than the back.
Well, tonight we have our best amateur turnout of the year. We have 13 amateur putters tonight, including several people that you will see for the very first time. We have a very sparse turnout in the pro division, however. We only have 3 players participating, so it should be wide open in both the amateur and the pro division tonight. So let's get out to the course and we'll look at highlights from round number 1. This is Don Brecht. Don with an ace. And this is Sandy Francis. Sandy's son Nate we'll watch a little bit later. And Sandy with an ace. This is Don on hole number 11. Don hitting the block and in front. Yeah, that was a real good putt there by Don. Once again, here's Sandy. And Sandy with a bogey 3.
Bogey 3?
And this is Ed putting once again. And all three putters get bogeys on the 11th hole. Okay, we're watching hole number 8 right now, and Brian Summers is going to get ready to putt. There's an angle board on the left-hand side, and Brian will hit the ball probably 3/4 of the way up the angle board, off the rail, and he didn't really get that where he wanted. This is John Fielber. John finishing second last week on course number 1. Front door. And he's got it. This is Ben Craver. Nicely done. Hole number 9, and John's going to hit the grid on this one. Some of the putters earlier were telling me that this hole is going better this year than it has in the past, but it's a very tough hole to ace. Yes, thanks to Mike's power washing. John will have to probably play this off the right rail and go back door at it, and he gave it a run. This hole will break to your right as you watch it from the camera angle. Ben Craver once again. And Brian Summers. In the absence of Jeff Herron, Brian would be probably one of the favorites tonight in the amateur division. That's right on line. Just tailing off at the very last moment, but he'll be able to knock that in for a par. Staying within the amateur division, this is Nathan Francis. 6th hole. Nathan with an ace. And another new putter we'll see for the first time this year is Larry Greenberg. Looks good. Okay. Hole number 7. Here's Nathan once again.
Oh boy, good kick. Bad kick.
Well, lately you see a lot of bad kicks on this hole anymore.
Look at me, that's my fault.
See what you're doing? That camera is a dick. I mean, sorry.
You just gets done ace in the hole, and you're going to
I mean, sorry for me.
Take your time, you're fine. Let's go.
Slow into the corner, and it goes in.
It's the carpet.
Oh, that's got to be it.
It's always something, isn't it? And Nathan finally gets it in. And here's Larry's putt, slow down ball. Goes in. This is Kevin Krajewski, hole number 18. Probably the easiest 18th hole among the three of them out here at the South Course. That's a nice looking putt. This is Ron Moore. I look for Ron to have a good tournament tonight. He's definitely due. Another new putter out here for the first time this year. This is Rob Wilson. Go get hole number 1. Here's Kevin's putt. And a nice putt for a par. This is Ron Moore once again. Back door. Hurry. Got it. Good putt by Ron.
No bubble. It was in, so ain't no bubble. Makes a difference. Oh, yeah.
This is Rob Wilson. Okay, we'll watch the pros here for a couple holes. This is Brian Johnson. Brian, Kenny Moore, and Rick Gerard, the only 3 pros participating in tonight's tournament. Absolutely gorgeous night out here right now as we watch Rick Gerard putt. And he's got it. This is Rick on hole number 15. This is a hole you don't count on making. And now we'll watch Kenny Moore. I believe Kenny won Tuesday night out at the North Course. I'll have to check that. Greg Nichols won his first tournament of the year out at the North Course Tuesday night. I do know that for a fact. Nice putt by Kenny for a par. And now we'll watch Brian. And Rick just barely getting through. There's a bubble right in front of the hole.
Fine hole, too. Fine hole it is, too. Fine bubble.
This is another hole you don't count on making an ace all the time. Here's Kenny's putt. He firmed it. Did I hear a yuck?
You got through.
And let's see what Brian can do. Seen a couple of deuces. You can see the huge break on that. We'll be going up to the clubhouse in just one moment and check out our leaders through 18 holes of play in the Pro and Amateur division. Round leading the Pro division is Rick Gerard with a 5-under par 31. Currently in second place, 2 shots back at 3-under par 33 is Brian Johnson. It is very, very close and competitive in the Amateur division through 18 holes of play. Your leaders right now are Ron Moore and Brian Summers, both at 2-under par 34. And tied for third place are Kevin Krajewski and Sandy Francis at 1-under par 35. Let's go back out to the course for highlights from round number 2. We'll start the second round with the pros and Kenny Moore on hole number 4. That was a good putt, just didn't drop.
That's where you wanted to be.
And a nice putt by Kenny in an unfamiliar territory. This is Brian Johnson. This hole basically a slap shot hole. Don't really see a lot of aces on this hole either. Front 9 on this course extremely difficult. And even among the pros, you don't see a lot of aces. And we'll watch Rick Gerard now. And you can't play a backdoor putt on this hole either, because you saw that's what happened when Rick did it. It ball kicked to the right. Hole number 5. Here's Kenny's putt. Is it going to get there? Here's Brian's putt. Nicely done. And here's Rick's putt. Looks like he got a kind of a bad kick off the rail there. He'll tap this in for par. Okay, here's a couple amateurs that we didn't catch in the first round. This is Joshua Powell, and he's going to be in one of the dead man's corners on this hole. Down the hill, or yes, down the hill on this hole is not where you want to be. and easy, Josh. Nice and easy. Yeah, that was a better effort there. This is Jimmy Wonderly. Looks good. Got it.
Identical putt. I love it.
Here's Jimmy's putt on hole number 6. It's going to be down the hill. But he should be in pretty good position for his deuce. It's a straight putt up the hill. You have to firm it a little bit. Nicely done. And now let's see if Joshua can rebound from that 5 he had on hole number 5. Well, that's about the position you want to be in if you're going to miss it. We're going to watch Jimmy and Josh for one more hole. This is Jimmy putting on the 7th hole. Here's Joshua's putt. And a good putt by Joshua for his par. There. This is Brian Summers, hole number 12. I like this hole. I think it's a good ace. Can't do it any better than that. Brian was one of the co-leaders at 2 under par 34. And this is John Fielber. Got it. And Ben Craver will try to make it a team ace for this group. Team ace. Hole number 13, Brian will play this off the left rail, then off the right rail. Now he's playing it a little differently than normal. And it looked like it swallowed the cup and came back out. 13 was one of my favorite holes on this course. I didn't ace it a lot, but I still liked it. And we'll watch John putt once again. And John got an ace. Here's Ben once again.
Go through the water when there's no water there.
This is Nathan Francis on hole number 9, and Nathan's going to hit the grid.
Well, Don, you of all people could find a way.
Flurry's last name again. Remember? Mike. That was Larry's last name.
Yeah, I know.
Greenberg. Oh, that's right. Nathan looking at his options, and from where he's at, he doesn't have a whole lot to do. Just going to have to try and lay it up close. This is Larry Greenberg. He's going to hit the grid on the left-hand side. And Larry and Nathan both settle for bogey 3 on the 9th hole. And as they move up to the 10th hole, this is one of the better ace holes on the back 9 and on the entire course. Really good ace shot. Let's see if Nathan can make this. He's got it. Here's Larry's putt off the triangle. And he hit it a little high on the triangle, and it didn't kick out like it should have. He taps in for a par. This is hole number 2, the putt-putt hole. One of the hardest holes on the course. See a variety of different shots on how to play this, and Kevin Krajewski choosing to go the backdoor route. That's a good shot. I'd take it. This is Ron Moore. Ron looks like he's going to play the backdoor putt as well. This is Rob Wilson. Rob with a real good try there. As you can see, he played it straight. Rob with a par. Kevin on the 3rd hole, slow down ball. Camera time, Kevin. This hole, definitely, speed is a very, very important factor. Oh man, that was a good putt. Should have went. Kevin will have to settle for bogey 3, and we'll watch Ron putt once again. Might going off the block. I've seen some that have done that. Ron will tap in for a par. And let's see what Rob does here.
Catherine have some lights on? Catherine have some lights on?
That's going to be a little bit too slow, and it looks like it's directly behind the block. And from there, all I can basically hope to do is get close. There was a good putt for a 3. This will be the last group that we watch here in the second round. This is Sandy Francis.
I heard my name and I went crazy.
And Sandy with a good putt. Didn't quite go in. She'll settle for bogey 3.
Gotta edit that out, don't you? Take a 3 on that hole. Unbelievable.
This is Don Brecht. Whoops.
Just a little too many. Well, that 4-letter word I just heard.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was. Did you take a 3 too?
No, I didn't take a 32.
This is Ed Langston.
Real windy.
Well, that was the best putt of the 3 of them. Oh, and he's got it. Here's Sandy's putt on the 4th hole. And she's got it.
You gonna edit that one? I'll take care of that.
Let's see if Don Brecht can get team ace on hole 4, which is something you don't see every day. And by God, they got it. And that will conclude the second round of highlights. We'll be going back to the clubhouse in just a second. Check out our leaders and through 36 holes of play in the pro and amateur division.
I don't believe it.
We have a 2-way tie for first place after 36 holes in the pro division between Brian Johnson and Rick Gerard, both of them coming in at 6 under par, 66. In the amateur division, the leader through 36 holes of play is Brian Summers at 4 under par, 68. We have a 2-way tie for second place between Sandy Francis and Ron Moore, both at 2 under par, 70. Back out to the course we go for highlights from round number 3. This is Don Brecht, hole number 13. 12, pardon me. And an ace for Don. This is Sandy Francis. Sandy currently in second place along with Ron Moore, only 2 shots back. This is Ed Langston. And he misses on the same side of the cup that Sandy did. On hole 13. Sandy's putt. And we'll watch Ed's putt here, and it's going to be a little short. And he knocks it in for a par. This is Rob Wilson, hole number 16. He's through, but it's going to stay left. This is Kevin Krajewski. Oh. This is Ron Moore. Ron currently tied for second place. And he's got it. Or we can get 18. We can get 18 in the last round. Get somebody on 18 in the last round. Get these guys on this hole. Ron's putt on 17. Just breaking off at the last second. Ron putting very well this evening. And we'll see what Rob can do. Looks like it's going to stay right. This hole will break a little bit to the left from the camera angle. Kevin's putt kind of firmed and stayed straight. And a par for Kevin. This is Larry Greenberg, hole number 8. Nathan Francis. You can get it through. We'll watch Larry and Nathan putt one more hole. This is number 9. And this hole for your new putters can cause a lot of problems. You can move it out one space. There you go. Oh my God. And Larry having a little bit of difficulty here on this hole, but that's to be expected. This is a tough hole for a new putter. And I think that's 5. And we'll see what Nathan can do. And Nathan with a par. It's Brian Summers on hole number 15. Brian has put together back-to-back 34s and leads the amateur division by 2 strokes. And a nice putt by Brian for his par. And we'll watch John Filber putt. Oh boy.
Just put it there next round?
Hurry. And John having a few problems on number 15. It's very uncharacteristic of him, especially out south. He's an excellent player. He settles for a 4, and we'll watch Ben Craver putt. And Ben with a nice putt for his par. Stay with this group for another hole. We'll watch Brian's putt on 16. Possible backdoor. It dies right on the edge of the cup.
Yeah, that's
And we'll watch Ben once again. It's going to stay over on the left-hand side. And we'll see what John can do. He's through, but I think it's going to stay left.
a lot worse from the hockey team.
Oh, that's right.
Sure of that.
Jimmy Wonderly on hole number 15. That's a good safe putt.
I got them down. How much goes though? Thank you.
This is Joshua Powell.
Go in.
Joshua's a 3. We'll finish up the third round highlights with pros on 17 and 18. This is Kenny Moore, and Kenny not having one of his better tournaments tonight, but this is not Kenny's favorite course either. I think the winner of the pro division tonight is going to be between Rick Gerard putting now and Brian Johnson, who is to follow. I don't know how if Kenny's as close to him now as he was after the second round. Here's Rick's putt. I think it's short.
usually goes. This hole goes a lot better when it's damp usually. Well, it ain't going with it.
Brian Johnson. Get there, get there.
Seems to be that when you have to do your power wash, you have to hit a little harder. I'm starting to do like me. He's been watching me too much. Oh God! First round it was sitting there.
Here's Kenny on 18. Kenny just can't buy one right now. Some nights you hit good putts and they just don't drop, and I think that's what's happening with Ken tonight. Here's Rick's putt. Not good enough. And we'll watch Brian one more time. This will conclude our highlights from round number 3. We'll be going back to the clubhouse in just 1 minute and find out who our leaders are after 54 holes of play. After 3 rounds, we have a two-way tie for first in the pro division between Brian Johnson and Rick Gerard, both with 8 under par 100s. In the amateur division, Brian Summers continues to lead and has stretched it out a little bit. He is at 9 under par 99. In second place, and now 6 strokes back at 3 under par 105, is Ron Moore. Let's go out to the course for our highlights from round number 4. This is Brian Johnson, hole number 6. Brian playing a front door putt this time. Kenny is only 3 strokes back of Brian and Rick, so it's they all have a chance. And a nice putt from Brian back in the corner. This is Rick Gerard. He's playing the front door putt as well, and he's going to be in the same place Brian was, except farther in the left corner. He's got it. This is Kenny Moore. Kenny playing the traditional backdoor putt. And he nails it.
Number 9 on this hole tonight.
That's 44%. What do you want? Here's Kenny's putt on hole 7. And it's not going to get over. Pros have been struggling on this hole this evening. Here's Brian's putt. And he's got it. Here's Rick's putt. that going to get there? It's Brian's putt on hole number 8. It's going to have to go back door. Here's Kenny's putt. Nicely done.
The course burning will begin in 15 minutes. That's on Burton's high.
And I don't believe Ricks is going to get his to go.
Burton back, restart the hole 2.
This is Jimmy Wonderly. Don't hit the flowers. Here's Joshua Powell. This is Nathan Francis on hole number 4. And as you can see, when it goes uphill, it breaks to the left. Here's Nathan's putt on hole number 5. Slow down ball. Nope.
Well, if you were paying attention last week, I won't really care.
And we'll watch Larry once again. And set. The ball's back in the corner.
You get that camera off of
And Larry with a 4.
Hard to fill.
This is Ben Craver on the 14th hole. Perfect.
What I gotta do, no concentration.
And this is John Fielder. I thought John would be a factor tonight, but he's scuffled a bit. And a nice putt by John for a par. And we'll watch Brian Summers Brian currently leading by 6 strokes. And that's going to stay on the left side and go down, but he should have a straight uphill putt. If you're going to miss, that'd be about the best place. Here's Ben's shot on 15. John Fielber will be next. And we'll watch Brian Summers once again. He's got it.
We'll get Ron Morris.
Okay. Brian's putt on the 16th hole. Didn't hit the bubble. Another nice chilly evening out here at Bluffton Road Putt-Putt. There's Ben's putt. That's right on line. And we'll watch John putt one more time before we go to Ron Moore's group. Get through. Get in. Perfect putt. Watching Kevin Krajewski on hole number 1. This is Ron Moore. Ron having a very nice tournament tonight. He's going to have to hurry to go back door. This is Rob Wilson. And nice putt by Rob for a par. And we'll watch Kevin on the second hole.
He said he was there when Willis played on.
Ron's going to play the backdoor putt. not hard enough. And we'll watch Rob once again. And he got caught between both the tees there. And Rob with a bogey 3. This is Don Brecht on second hole. Don having a good last round as he shot himself back into contention here for possible second or third place finish. His first 2 rounds were not good, but his third round was, and he's having a very good fourth round. This is Ed Langston. Sandy Francis. Oh, 14, 15, 16. And Sandy with a bogey 3.
What's that?
Okay, we're watching Don's putt on hole number 3. Perfect. Here's Ed's putt. Ed settles for a bogey 3. I'll watch Sandy putt one more time. And Sandy picks up her par. That will conclude our highlights from round number 4. In one moment, we'll be going back to the clubhouse and hope to have interviews with the winner of the pro and amateur divisions. So we'll be back in just a second. Okay, we're here with our winners tonight at the tournament here at Putt-Putt South. And first, we're going to talk to the amateur division winner on my left, Brian Summers. And Brian, first of all, congratulations to you. And you kind of struggled a bit in the 4th round, but nevertheless, you still hung on and won comfortably.
I had enough of a lead after 3 rounds that my pretty horrible 4th round didn't matter too much. I was able to string together a few aces in the 3rd round, and that covered up for what I did in the 4th.
Well, you know, just from, we didn't really film you that much in the 4th round, but I could see you were out there struggling a little bit, and then we got you over on hole 14, which is not a hole that you count on making, or hole 15, pardon me, and that seemed to kind of get you back on track. I mean, when you ace a hole that not normally you ace, it kind of gives you your confidence back.
That's right. All my aces in the last round were on tough holes. Except for hole 3, I made 4, which I don't count on making. I made 15, which I don't count on making. I just made some of the holes that I didn't really count on, and that saved me.
This course played tough tonight. Even the pros kind of struggled on it a little bit, too.
Everyone seemed to be down a little bit. It just doesn't go very well. They've made improvements. They've fixed, like, hole 3 is better than it is. Hole 1 is better than it used to be. But still, a lot of holes just don't go.
Okay, Brian, congratulations to you, and hopefully we'll be talking to you later on this year.
Thanks a lot, Dave.
And on my right, this is Brian Johnson, and Brian in a three-man tournament between himself, Rick Gerard, and Kenny Moore, and Brian emerged victorious by acing 16 and 17, two of the last three holes in the final round.
Yeah, that's what it was. The back nine, we went into even, and then Rick bogeyed 11, and then he aced 12 to get back even, then he bogeyed 13 to go back down, then I bogeyed 14 and he got back even, and then just 16 and 17, I've been hitting it good all night, just it hadn't gone until then, and then it finally dropped when I needed it.
As everybody that watches this show knows, Brian, and you know what I'm going to say, the front nine is traditionally harder, and tonight you played very well on the front nine and you struggled on the back.
Yeah, I had at least twice as many aces on the front as I did on the back tonight, and the way it started out, I thought I was going to rip the course apart because I aced the first four holes, and that just is something that isn't done. And that's like I used up all my luck on those first four holes. From then on, I was just consistent, just plugging along. I shoot 15 on the front, 16 on the back, 17 on the front, 18 on the back, just real consistent.
Well, this course is very, very competitive among the pros, and I think the biggest reason is because you know, a 3 or 4 shot lead isn't really safe because there's a couple holes even the pros can have a few problems on. And I saw Kenny, we're standing on hole number 9 right now, and I think Kenny hit the grid 3 or 4 times, and that's something that you don't see Kenny do.
Yeah, you can't run away and hide on this course because there's just not the holes you can string aces on. Rick's downfall tonight was 11 and 13. He was 4 over on 11 and I think 2 over on 13, and that killed him. But the same token, 7, 10, and 14 held me back. So, you know, it's just, you cannot run and hide on this course because there's trouble everywhere.
Well, Brian, you were really off to a good start. You told me earlier there was only 2 tournaments that you haven't placed in, and both of them are out here. And what course was that?
Course 1, that doesn't surprise anyone that's been around tournaments for the last couple of years. It's just traditionally not my course. I can hit the ball as well as anyone over there, but it just doesn't go for some reason.
All right, Brian. Well, congratulations to you on tonight's fine play, and hopefully we'll be talking to you later on this year.
All right, thanks, Dave.
Okay, we're going to recap the proceedings out here on a chilly evening at Putt-Putt South. Brian Johnson was the victor in the Pro Division this evening, and Brian Summers winning, I believe, his first tournament of the year in the Amateur Division. Once again, we'd like to encourage everybody to come out and play in our tournaments on Tuesday nights out at the North Course, and on Thursday nights out here at the South Course where we do film out on Bluffton Road. Practice time is at 6 p.m. and the tournaments will begin at 7 p.m. sharp on both courses. And like I said, these tournaments are open to the public. Anybody's encouraged to come out and play, so you'll have a good time. And if you come out to the South Course on Thursday nights, you'll be on TV. Okay, we'd also like to thank some fine sponsors for helping us give out some prizes tonight. Among them are McDonald's, Burger King, Classic Video, and Mike's Car Wash. Once again, your winners tonight in the Pro Division, Brian Johnson, and in the Amateur Division, Brian Summers. Along with Mike Bushy, this is Dave Kreider saying see you next time from the Putt-Putt Golf Course on Bluffton Road in Fort Wayne, Indiana.